What's going on, good people? Welcome back to an episode of Summing Up with the Summers. It's your boy Damon.
Katoya.
We are here. Listen, we made it. 2020.
Woo!
You feel that joy?
I actually do. I feel very all right. I mean, next week might bring the exact same thing.
Exact same feeling.
but like a continuation. But the fact is, we're dialing it over from 2020 now into 2021. So it feels a little.
Yes.
It's under the belt.
We're gonna assume the best.
We're on the climb.
We're on the way up.
Why not?
We're going up the hill.
Yeah. If you don't believe it, you just gotta keep saying it every day. There's something about, we'll get into that.
Belief. Today we're digging into what we learned in 2020. This is going to be good. We're excited. We would love to hear what you've learned in 2020, but that's what we're going to dig into today. As always, we don't do anything without jumping to just appreciate y'all support.
Thank you.
Guys probably had a little more time to listen. We appreciate that. And things have been good. And so we want to start off, as always, with a review. Apple Podcasts, if you haven't reviewed, please find a time, rate and review. But who we got this week?
All right, so this week we have a review coming in from Stephen Parker, and it is titled "So Much Fun." 5 stars.
5 stars.
That's all we read here.
That's it.
And it says, "Love these two. So fun to have this." That's it.
That's it.
Thanks.
That's all we need.
We appreciate it.
That's all we need.
5 stars, your thoughts, 2 sentences. It's that simple.
Boom.
So if you haven't went on and done that, please do. Stephen, thank you so much for taking the time. We truly appreciate it. And if I should know you, Stephen, I apologize, but I don't believe I do. And so I say that because that's another reason of just full gratitude in my heart. I have no idea.
No idea.
It's like when I go to church and we get all these new members. Mm-hmm. And there was a point when I felt like I knew so many people, and then we just kept growing, and I was just like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I just can't keep up with everyone. But that's like a great thing is there's growth, and that's the way I feel in the podcast. I'm like, the reality is I probably don't know everyone that listens. But, thank you for listening and rocking with us, and that means so much to me.
Definitely do.
You can't just always have your best friends and family, and we know that sometimes they don't even faithful. So shout out to those who just say it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we appreciate it. It takes nothing, takes 2 seconds. Thank you so much for doing that.
Sure.
And what we got next?
Yeah. Also, just want to say appreciate everybody rocking with us on Patreon, Patreon, for that exclusive content.
Why you laughing?
A lot of reasons. Appreciate everybody there. If you want to consider it, we would love for you to consider joining and supporting us as we continue to try to deliver great content for as little as $3. Sometimes we're specific with it, sometimes we're not. For a little as $3, your support would allow us to do a lot of great things, making more great videos and website and content. Hopefully that's beneficial. Continue to increase and level up with our equipment and things of that nature. Right now we're in our bedroom right here. Got the kids quietly doing screen time in their rooms, and we're making it work. So all of your support goes to us, and it helps us try to level up for y'all, and we appreciate that. So we appreciate that, definitely.
Yeah.
But let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. What we learned in 2020. So many things we've learned. It was a global pandemic. Racial unjust. Sports stopped. You were close to your boo every day, closer than ever for so much.
Yeah, there's so much to recap. I mean, our goal is not to try to hit every spear there is.
No.
Because there's a lot of spears to hit in 2020.
And we have 26 more minutes.
Yeah. So we just got some big bride nuggets. Take them as you need them. But yeah.
Let's jump in.
Let's do it.
So one off top is that this is a lesson that I feel like we keep learning, but that you got to keep laughing. That is something that we have prided ourselves on really for the last 15 years. Yeah. But I think especially in the midst of the fact that we weren't leaving the house and you were seeing your boo every day. You again? Hey, it's me. You again? Still here.
Yeah.
Finding and continue to fight for joy. So the laughter is something that we just continue to just fight for. I mean, we had a really good laugh the other day. Sometimes we'll catch ourselves if we're it's bedtime, we're both in the bed, kind of on the phone, she or I, usually me, will send a funny something, and we'll just run it back 5, 6, 7 times. You've done it with your boo. You just play the video over and over, and it just keep.
I really hate laughing at someone else's expense, but it was very funny.
Well, was it the fall?
And I'm always it was a fall, and I'm always intrigued, like, who posted it?
Who posted it? That's always the question. If you see somebody,
but why were you were recording that? And it's viral, and it's not good for you.
Listen,
but you're okay with it.
If Katoya and I go viral on a video of one of us hurting ourselves unintentionally, right? You need to look at her and myself and be like, which one of y'all posted that?
Who's willing? I mean, or just that question of how much are you willing? Like,
the humility?
Yeah, the humility there.
Ooh.
Like, you know it was bad, but you knew people would laugh.
Ooh.
And now you just throw it out there on yourself. But there's just so many reasons to laugh. Like, we have a whole list of things, and immediately when I sat down, I thought of a flood more things, because that is how I
get in
work.
there.
Which means I'm really not a good partner sometimes, because when people are really trying to brainstorm, my brain is not storming. And then when it is time to go, I'm like, snap! I got storms!
She got something.
Lightning!
Katoya, we cleared the whiteboard. We got to get out of the conference room.
No. I'm ready now. People are like, it's time to go. So that is very true about me. Okay. And if you've ever been my partner, you probably have experienced
this
that.
This is an improv podcast.
Yes, but I also do want to say, it is true. Like, you think, well, I haven't had a lot of reasons to laugh. And then I also, sometimes I want to go deep, and y'all know we like to keep it light, but I'm like, but wait, somebody was struggling. And it is true. Who wasn't struggling? There were so many lows this year for so many people. You're like, I ain't got time to laugh, but you do. It's just like Damon briefly said, which is another point, it's just fighting for the joy, right? Like, I've mentioned it before, and if you know anything about Enneagrams, I'm a 7, so I fight for the highs and the lows. I don't sit low in them much at all. I have the moment, and it has to pass, which I'm working on that. I understand I need to sit for a second, but the highs, you gotta fight for the joy, for the fun, for the laughter, because those are the things that kind of help you get through the struggle. So, and I'm not saying you need to just laugh at somebody else's expense, but just laugh at whatever. So if you've had that laugh this year, we learned that you gotta keep laughing. You gotta keep kind of bringing your own kind of happiness and joy around you, especially in what times seem to be heavy.
Especially
and
if
hard.
it's a pregnant wife spilling water on the floor, and the husband runs in and slips and almost breaks his back.
think that man went to the hospital.
Oh, my back!
If you seen that one.
Ooh.
If you ain't seen it, you literally. This is my new idea for a game. I mean, don't try to steal it, but
don't steal our idea.
It's called What's Your Search? And so, if you want to watch that video, you just search "pregnant woman spills water, man falls."
Oof.
And you'll probably see the video.
That's a good game. Let us know if you would play that game. Give more 10 seconds on it. It's a good game.
Such a good game. So I'm a game creator, and I haven't maximized my potential.
Hold on, pause here, because this is another lesson we learned.
Needs to go my 2021
This is gonna tie into it. This is gonna tie into another goal we're talking about. Another lesson we learned. We'll get back to that game. We'll get back into that game. So dreams, being able to pivot, and also like this sink or swim mentality of trying to create when it seems like the bottom is coming from underneath you. So Katoya, you've come up with, I'm going to say in the last 18 months, at least 2 different games, board games, card games, right? Something to that effect. And so one of the things, and all this ties in also, like one thing we feel like we've learned as well is like we've got this entrepreneur bone that we would have 5 years ago, like that wouldn't have been, we've talked about this before. Yeah.
Well, one, living in Atlanta, and definitely being black in Atlanta, but you just find so many people just out there trying to do something. I feel like Atlanta, which I'm sure many other cities are too, just hopes, dreams, and pursuits, and especially to see that as black people just truly like going after new ventures and discoveries and things you want to try. So there is definitely an entrepreneurial side that has kicked into us, but I think 2020 has definitely hijacked that. I.e. 23 episodes of Summing Up with the Summoners.
Come on, somebody.
And then also just the vision and purpose. Granted, no, it's not like boom, boom, we got all this money from it. No, but it's enjoying something. It's the hopes for something more. and it's the pursuit, right? So finding new ways to do that. And yes, I don't know, that kind of made me feel sad because I definitely have like multiple games that need to come. If you want to help me put some vision around that, please DM me. I mean, I have the ideas. I will even like maybe sell the first one, right? And then like create another one. But I do have tons of games.
All right, so hit on with one.
Fun. Well, the first one is What's Your Search?
Well, give them about 10 more seconds. Give them another example, just so they clear. Because it's hot. I'm trying to tell you. Like, oh, I would play. You like, I would play this game.
It's loose, okay? I only have an idea, right? It's just like if anybody's trying to pitch you something.
Out here.
You know. Well, I don't want to tell everybody everything.
Okay,
I just told you there's many people I don't know. I don't know yet.
That's fine.
But the idea is that what's your search? And then you kind of like, everybody kind of plays around. You give like a light scenario. And then you say, well, what would you search? And then you go in, you put in your search. And then whoever kind of...
it's got a little apples to apples in it, right?
Apples to apples / Cards Against Humanity, where kind of everybody throws out the idea. And you're like, oh, that's a good one. Like what gets the most commonalities. Yeah. It's a loose one. It's like my most least developed idea.
It's good though.
But I think it's fun. But what's your search? So anyway, but no, 2020 has taught us that we do have to be innovative. You know, you either kind of come up with this. I don't know. You. How many of you probably thought of more dreams you wanted to pursue when lockdown happened? Lockdown was a serious time, okay? Because lockdown said you couldn't do anything, and lockdown for us also changed our entire trajectory of work.
Woo! Comedian, fitness.
Yeah, things that and 2020.
Airbnb in it. It was all types of stuff.
2019 and 2020 was. Well, Damon has been an entrepreneur for a while, doing. You know, we've had multiple jobs creating our family's income, but 2020 came through, shut down, like all of them. It was actually no longer cool for me personally because I had just embarked on the entrepreneurial kind of creative work schedule and I was like, oh my gosh, it just went away that quickly. But that didn't mean that ideas were dormant, right? It just meant a new awakening for new ideas. So I'm hoping that that you got an opportunity to experience that some of yourself too. Even if it's not something that had to be with pursuit of maybe making money, because a lot of people are like, well, how's it making you money? Well, how's that gonna make you money though? I had a friend who tell me that I told her I wanted to do something and she was like, but how's that making you money? And I was just like, I get it, okay. I felt pressure. I didn't really like it, but I was like, it truly is something I just enjoy doing. And it starts with doing something that you enjoy doing, and then you can see if fruits can come from there financially or whatever, right? But I think everything has to start with an enjoyment personally in order for it to be something that lasts. And so in saying that, I'm just saying, hopefully you found a couple things that, whether it was writing your journal more, whether it was, knitting, crafting, cooking, 2020 has been a tough year for some, but it's been a big year for a lot of people in their innovativeness and how they learn to pivot. So I do feel that 2020 taught us that.
Yeah, and just alongside that, I think that, one, I'll say this, from this podcast to being able to have some virtual speaking opportunities under this.
Oh, yes. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. And this dude was a better dad. Listen. Better dad than going around and talking to folks. Damon be making it happen. Damon was, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm always mimicking him typing on the computer. It's like his, what you doing, Damon? I'm working. What you doing, Damon?
Listen,
I'm sending emails.
If you want to know something about Damon.
If you want to know something about Damon, he'll send him an email, okay?
You hear me? I will let him fly.
You need an email? If there was a job title called email sender, this guy.
I would devour it. Please. Anyway, what I say with that is that going into 2021, or whatever you listen to, if it's already 2021 while you're listening, if you've got something you want to create, if you got something you want to do, something you want to accomplish, you got the vision and goal, do it. Do it. Create it. Try it out. Don't shortchange yourself. When you have something as a reminder as a pandemic, that nothing is guaranteed, that the 9 to 5 that you're moving up the ladder or the clock in, clock out, where you had job security, right? Or financial stability, all these words we throw around. And it was like, it's not guaranteed for it to be relied upon anybody else. And even if you're talking about I have my own small business, whatever, I get that. But I'm saying there's really no security in the sense of jobs. So
Yeah,
one end is
that's
like,
what 2020 does.
let me create, let me do something I'm really passionate about, something I really desire to do for fun and or income. If you can get both, that's a win-win.
Win.
All right? And so I just want to encourage you. And maybe it's just a hobby. Maybe it's like, man, I want to learn how to play the piano. Maybe I want to, start this bakery. Maybe I want to, whatever it is.
Let me tell you who supports your dreams.
It.
Damon and Katoya.
That's it right there.
Because, I don't know. I feel like 2020 definitely awakened that. Where you just like, man. Like, seriously. Even though, yeah, we had this. But, like, I know people with, we all know. You may be one who had a legit solid job that you've been working on. And then.
Enjoying it.
Yeah, it was fine. You felt stable and secure. And then it went away for them. Or it went away for you. And so it's like we have to figure out something else that we might want to do or enjoy doing that can be a fallback, that can springboard to more.
And on the flip side, some of you as well potentially had a job that you hated, that you was like, oh, I just can't wait to get out.
Bam.
And it was like...
And the answer came.
So it's like, why do I want to keep putting time and energy and effort and commuting into something that I hate, that the people suck, the boss is trash, whatever the case may be, when you're like, man, you know what? I love making bracelets, and I'll get on Etsy and make a beast Etsy shop and build it up. I'm just throwing out ideas.
Right, and I'm not saying that like you need to take the biggest risk and quit. No one's saying that. I am saying be a risk taker, but you can do it in whatever makes the most sense for you, right? I mean, but risk does require a little bit of give and take on both ends. So just be prepared for that. But like, I don't know. I feel like when you feel like some type of not impending doom, but 2020 loom of like forced change. You want to know that like you have a little bit more control, or you have something that you want to pursue and try. So hopefully you got something, or it's showing you that too, because it's definitely shown that to us.
All right, so another lesson that we kind of learned really in 2020 here is a lesson that has been coming and going for 15 years really.
Ain't been our strongest.
Saving. We found out that when we want to save, we can save some money. And it didn't hurt that we couldn't go anywhere for most of the year.
It actually helped.
Listen,
and then nobody knew where food it was like deliveries. Don't get no delivery either. No delivery. So you couldn't even order out.
Just eating.
Just
Can we
cooking.
go to the grocery store?
I don't know.
Wash your food.
So it's just, what were you buying? What was you buying clothes for? You shouldn't have been. You wasn't going nowhere.
I want to get my hair cut.
I know. I went 3 months without a haircut.
So it was like when we put some help it was here, but also we were more disciplined. We were able to put some money out of sight, out of mind, right? Where it was kind of building or at least sitting, right? So it was like, man, when we want to really be disciplined, and to be honest, we had some specific goals, but we also just had a mentality that we want to have savings. We want to have more rainy day money. Right. And so
we needed more, and it has never been our strength.
No, it has
but
never really
it
been
was
our
able
strength.
to, and it's been great and growing and seeing that benefit of that.
And on this back end, right? Because saving usually has some type of goal, right? And ideally you want to have different types of savings. And so with us moving houses and kind of transitioning, us putting in the hard work on the front end has really on the back end of this year really been beneficial. So that was another lesson we learned. Hey, when we want to put our heads to it, we save a little bit of that money.
Right, or you realize that you spend too much money doing a whole bunch of other stuff. It's been you the whole time. You've been the problem.
You've been the problem.
And then you realize, I need to stop doing that.
We've been the problem.
We were the problem. Yeah, I know. So, and problem solved. And now hopefully new habits are created.
Come on.
Because we're on the up and up. So that's a good thing. And so savings is important when you don't go nowhere. I feel like this forced time that we've been had, it's just opened up the eyes so much. I mean, and that went away really quickly for me personally. Once July came, I was no longer
mentally quarantined.
I was no longer quarantined. Cause for real, when March through June, I was quarantined, and it was great. I didn't really work. I worked a little bit.
Worked out.
I worked out every day.
Bikes.
Yeah, that was the best life right there, man.
Oh boy. We miss quarantine.
Yeah, quarantine was good. Quarantine was like a random bliss. I mean, granted, my entire house it was at home, keeping up a lot of noise, and I didn't know what stability looked like at all because my jobs were kind of dried up. But that's okay because here I am.
Here
all right,
are.
December, telling you that things are great actually, and that, whew, man. I mean, amen. If you have a similar story where things were looking really tough in 2020. And then if you listen today, we got just life to be grateful for, right?
That's it.
So anyway, that's that. What was, I just lost that point.
Well, it brought up your perspective.
Yeah, perspective. It's true.
Right into it.
Perspective is key.
It.
I mean, like we've been saying, 2020 definitely had so many challenges, and people have lost loved ones, and it's so hard. And just to see the state of the United States struggle, to see such a racial divide and inequity and inequality, like, it's been heavy and hard, no doubt. But you have to try to fight for the joy and fight for the positivity and the sweet moments that you can touch and grab and like have like appreciation for. I haven't really said these things out loud, so I think I might get a little oddly emotional here. It's not really odd, but it's just the truth, right? I mean, it has been a heck of a year. So, just really sitting back and counting the joys that you can find in your life. And I'm absolutely certain that no matter how small they are, they exist for you. Because it's just affected so many people so many different ways. Yeah. Stop looking at me.
We all with you. You better sing, baby. Let them use you.
So, and I talked to a friend, and it just seems hard to find that. And as a person who does seek to find a lot of joy, it's easy. And I have to say, man, there has been a lot of hurt, sadness, and heartache.
Definitely.
But how do you move forward if you don't seek to find the silver linings, the joy, or the happiness, or looking at your kids and smiling? I've stared at my children so much. Like, we're watching a movie and I'm literally just staring. I look weird. I'm just staring at them and rubbing their little nappy, unbraided braids, or looking at Mission and his bad little teeth.
This was a different reaction than how I was staring at you the other day.
No, you were staring at me like you was going to kill me the other day.
That was a love stare.
No, it was not. No, that was dangerous. But I'm just saying, like, just to sit in the moment, or looking at you in a sweet, loving way. And just rubbing him excessively. Things like that, right? So I hope that's what 2020 has definitely taught me. And
yeah, no, you hit it on the head. I mean, the perspective, somebody said, and I'm a butcher. I like butchering people's statements, but somebody has said that all plants grow from the dirt. Like,
that's pretty good. I didn't know.
You know where I was
going to be successful. It is that
all
right.
Plants grow from the dirt, and so like just how there's life even in the midst of muck. Right? Even in the midst of no sun, no light, you're in the dirt, right? And to be honest here, each of our seasons in the dirt and in the muck is going to be different, right? Maybe you're like, "Ooh, I feel like I got some light." Some of you are like, "Man, I don't know when light's coming," and that may be true. And so, fighting for that outlook, fighting for those small opportunities to try to find any positive perspective, the fact that you're still breathing, the fact that you've got whatever it is, you look around and pause. Those things are so crucial. And in 2020,
you have a
whatever
home.
the case may be, whatever the case may be,
whatever it is,
literally whatever.
And if you don't believe there is, you really have to sit down and write that out. And I know.
And if you can write, then that's something right.
Count it as a joy. I can write. I have my sanity. I have my mind. There's just, to the very smallest thing. Right? And it's classical. We take for granted just waking up each day. Like, a lot of people did not wake up this year, right? You have to just be grateful. And I truly, perspective.
I had a fun parent moment. You know, when sometimes as a parent, you just say stuff either to be kind of busy or the kids maybe get on your nerves a little bit or whatever the case, you may be in a great attitude. But anyway, you know, the fair, when it's not fair, that's a common thing you might hear from kids, sometimes adults as well. And I don't remember what happened, but I do remember Mission said, my oldest, only son, 10 years old, he had said something like, this ain't fair. And I was like, well, look, hey, man, you wearing glasses, right? Somebody said you got 4 eyes. Look at you. Somebody ain't got no eyes. And he said, what? I said, yeah. And I just walked away. And I was like, it's about perspective. Look at you out here with good eyes. You got
double.
Two sets of eyes. And he was,
I could see him
he
being
was so
dumbfounded.
puzzled. He was
like, Dad, what are you saying? He didn't know if to take it.
He didn't know how to take it.
Or
it was not an insult. I wanted him to know that people would love to have no eyes. Anywho, finding everything out that could be a positive, run with it. Oh, man.
That's good. That's good. And it makes me think, like, I mean, we just watched the movie Soul. If you haven't seen it, it's really good.
Really good.
It's an animated movie. And guess what? You don't have to have children to watch animated movies. You also don't have to have children in order for animated movies to move you.
I don't.
So, go watch it. It's good. It's on Disney.
I watched it again.
And it was... I feel we did a lot of movie watching in December, especially in December. Like, it was our goal to, like, kind of get into a Christian movie almost like every day. So we had a lot of fun doing that. And I just feel like this week we've learned a lot of lessons from movies.
True. They was bringing it.
But I think about Soul because it really, as dream chasers, like this the whole hashtag Sumner's Dream Chasers. We support you in chasing your dreams and pursuing. We are a married couple of now, how many years?
Come on, 12 years married, baby.
12 years married,
together.
15
Let
together.
You didn't know that?
And we're 33 and 34, but still choosing to pursue things that we want to pursue. But this movie was also saying, but make sure that you pause to enjoy what you have and to, like, just enjoy life right now. Every day. The smallest of the things, right? That goes right back into what we were just saying and being grateful. So, you know, I don't want to give the full thing away, but, like, you're constantly chasing after something, or maybe this year has made us feel like that entrepreneur, the one we started out with, you're like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta grind. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Remember that in the very beginning of the pandemic? It was like, those 2 camps.
Yeah, it was 2 camps,
And it was like, if you ain't out here trying to make your money, then you... And it was like, oh gosh, I should really be trying.
You ain't got no LLC by April. What you doing?
It was like, and then it was like, it was everybody like, push harder. And then what was the other side?
The other camp was like, I just want to be alive.
I just want to sit down and relax and breathe. And what I'm saying is, I think that you have to find your healthy balance, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with going after and pursuing your dreams. We're here for that.
We're here for that.
But you also want to stop and be present in the moment and enjoy life as it is and what is given to you. So I feel like that's definitely something.
Yeah, that was a big one. That movie.
The movie was a bow on top for 2020. It was. It was smart.
It really was. It was well done, and just the mindset. Like I've said it like 5-6 times around the house already, but. If you haven't seen it, and if you have seen it, you remember the part where he gets the big gig. He gets the big gig he really wanted.
No, you can't tell the movie.
Spoiler alert.
Damon.
Spoiler alert.
I just said I'm not going to tell you more.
No, that's what you do when you do a podcast or a show. You say, spoiler alert, and then they fast forward. So, I've said it now. Spoiler alert. All right. So, they get to the point. He gets the big gig, right? He comes outside with the main lady, and he's like, all right, what we doing next? What's happening next? What's going on next? And she's like, we're going to be here tomorrow night.
We're going to do it again.
Same thing tomorrow. And he's just like, wait, that's it?
I've been waiting on this moment for a long time.
And then she
I have fought so hard to get to this moment.
Yes.
And it was great.
I died trying to get here.
But what's going to happen tomorrow? Same thing.
Same thing.
But probably not feeling as amazing.
Yeah. And she tells this little parable, analogy, metaphor about a young fish runs up to an older fish. And he says, hey man, I'm looking for the ocean, right? And he's like, this is it. He's like, no, this is water. I'm trying to find the ocean. And
Oh gosh, you do not want to be that person in life. I mean, that right there was just like, dang. Ooh. Constantly chasing after so much that you don't even realize that you in it. This is it. So take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. That's what I tell myself when I feel overwhelmed. Just like a toy, breathe. And my kids, I'm gonna take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. Listen, we all need to learn that skill and just say, I'm grateful for this. This is what I have. Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, I'm grateful. I have been in these walls with 5 awesome human beings. We have a roommate. Yeah. But our family are just grateful for all the family time. Absolutely. It has been on 3,000
exponent
percent. Like, whoo! Like we were imitating each other as a game the other day, and my imitation was, "Oh, my head hurt," and they were like, "Mom!" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me," because y'all so freaking loud, and you don't know how to be quiet, and literally my head hurts, but. To just stop and enjoy the moments, right? No matter, that's what it's taught me. And in my life, in our life, it looks like a buttload of family time.
The family time has been so precious. And I'm speaking specifically for myself because in the last 2 years, my traveling had thoroughly increased, if I hadn't said it already before. So the missing of the soccer games, the missing being gone on weekends, and just a variety of things. And even if that wasn't you, pre-2020, we all can get so busy as Americans. Yeah. Commuting, activities, social life, date nights, rest, whatever it may be. Busy. And so 2020 forced us, and hopefully you maximize it and used it well to some degree, just whether it's you and your boo and your puppy, whether it's you and 2 kids, whether you're an empty nester, whether you're a single man or woman, wherever you are in the stage of life, whatever that time was, that you just was able to see like, yo, this is precious. Because when things continue to slowly pick back up.
It wasn't even slow.
Well, this is fair. August came. When things continue to pick fully back up to the new world mentality, right? It's going to be like, whoa, like, we moving back again in that time where you could get on your boo's nerves. Like, I always see you. I'm not going to say don't take it for granted, which is true. But, like, man, that's precious time we won't ever get back again. Right. The amount of time we had together with our family, with our boo, by ourselves, whatever, I hope in a positive manner, we will never get back again because it was an outlier. Yeah. Right? You're talking about a lockdown and quarantine for months.
It's true, but it also made you realize that you could fight for some more of that time too, right?
The intentionality.
Yeah. I mean, and whether it be inside your walls, even being creative with those you love for the outside of your walls, having those outdoor gatherings, calling people on the phone. Gosh, March and April, how many people did you actually call and talk to? I was like, hey, girl. How you doing? I mean, I think it did only last like March and April, but it was okay. It was really great for like a broader range of friends, right? But like, so I don't know. Some of the things that we adapted in 2020 can definitely still move forward in some type of ways. But that loving the ones you love and being intentional. And shout out to all the friends who are so intentional with me. I thank y'all so much. Like just checking in, messaging, all of that. Definitely. And I hope that someone can shout out and think of me as well. So yeah, time with loved ones is precious.
Yes. Whew. Listen, we could give the 8-part series. We're not going to.
No, but we do have like 10 more things.
So many lessons. We may do a live or something, or a bonus episode.
Live sounds good, because that wasn't. I mean, I still got more.
She do.
We got more.
We gonna do it live. We gonna do something. Yeah. We got some more to say, but we gotta sum it up. But this has always been great. One, just big thank y'all so much for helping us get through this 2020, 23 episodes in.
That's crazy,
We're having a blast.
We didn't start this year ready for a podcast.
No, we did not.
Here we are. Here we are. So excited.
Having a good time. As always, please, thank y'all so much for the support. Continue to check us out, our podcast, and everywhere else. Rate and review. Check out the private Facebook group that's going down. You can check out in the show notes. It'll be all over the place. Link in bio. You know what it is. Patreon, consider rocking with us over there. I'm Damon.
Katoya.
You know what it is. Summing up the summoners.
Bye, y'all. Happy New Year!
Yay!